to the people, especially to the frontline workers, man. This is the time we need each other. So we have to uplift each other no matter which way we do it, man. It's just good to be here, brother, and thank you, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely. So want to get right into the history, man. We love to share the history behind some of the legendary artists. Want to take it back to when you first joined, Guy, and how you came into the group, because a lot of people may not realize the group had recorded some of the album before you got involved. So take us back to how you originally got involved with the group.
Well, first of all, I want to say this, man. Thank you for everybody that's been supporting Guy. So now you're about to get deep into the realm of it. I was at Virginia State University, and my brother came down to the school and was like, "Yo, man, I'm about to be famous. I need you to, be in this group." I was like, "What?" Now, before he even came down to Virginia State University, the group was started by Timmy and Aaron, Timmy Gatman and my brother Aaron.
Right.
And they met and they was doing stuff. They worked at a store called Abraham and Strauss, which is what we will look at. Most young cats don't know what that is, but it was like Al Macy's or Neiman Marcus. And they came together and did this because Timmy knew Teddy from Kids at Work. So what happened was when Timmy left the group, when he had an issue with Gene Griffin, whatever, and he left the group, Teddy, who Timmy brought to the group, because Teddy didn't start the group. The group was led by Aaron and Timmy.
Right.
And like I said, Timmy knew Teddy from like when they were young, doing Kids at Work. They was in a session. Timmy calls Teddy, brings Teddy in. Aaron hears Teddy play. Aaron says, "Yo, Tim, I think this would be dope, but he need to be in the group."
Mm-hmm.
So that's how Teddy got in the group, and how I got in the group was when Timmy left the group because some altercation.
Right.
Aaron came to my school to Virginia State, was like, "Yo, I'm about to be famous. I need you." I called my dad up and was like, "Dad, Aaron said he about to be famous. Can I leave?" He said, "If you want to help your brother, then go ahead." Right before finals, going into my second year at Virginia State.
Wow.
Peace and love, all my partners, all my people. I left and went to New York. And when I went to New York, I was a church boy. You know what I mean? Like, I was a straight church boy. It was nothing gangster, or not even gangster. It wasn't nothing hip hop about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, "Praise the Lord, God is good, let's pray." I was that guy. And then when I went to the studio, I saw Teddy, and he was fly. He had this 4-finger gold ring on. What is that? I was like, "What is it?" And he had a mink coat. He was chilling at the board, and Aaron was there, like, "Yo, what's up?" And then Gene came to me with a contract, like, immediately, and was like, "Yo, what's up, man? You Aaron, brother? All right, I like your look. Put the page down, sign here." I was like, "Damn!" Like, all right, cool. I signed. Aaron said, "Man, come on, man, sign me. If you don't sign, I ain't gonna be famous." So I signed, and the rest is, I'll let you take it. But it was the beginning of a journey. Let me
Right.
say that it was beginning in 1988 or 87, like the end of 87, was when I signed the contract. That was the beginning of a journey because the contract was garbage. I got it. It was this small. It was this small. And after I got it back from my attorney, it was this thick. So he asked me, he said, "I hope and pray you didn't sign this contract." I said, "Yeah, I signed it." Come up. He said, "Oh, God." So in reality, I really had signed my life away.
Yeah.
You understand? Because there was 4 members in the group. It was Gene Griffin, Teddy Riley, Aaron Hall, and Damion Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And on the album cover, as you know, on the album cover, it was confusing because it's Timmy, Aaron, and Teddy on the original album cover. But my name was on the back and Timmy's name on the back. So that was confusing. It was very confusing, and it was troublesome for me because I had to explain a lot of times. And so go ahead. I'll let you take it.
Well, let's talk about your talents, because a lot of people know you as Crazy Legs, obviously, but a lot of people don't realize, Aaron is known as the vocalist, but you also have crazy vocals as well. I don't think a lot of people recognize that. So, and then you had your solo album later on down the road, but talk about, what you brought to the group, because you're a crazy vocalist too.
Well, look, when I first got in the group, like I said, I was really coming in as Aaron's brother. You follow me? I just wanted Aaron to be great. Whatever
Mhm.
that was in his head, I was cool with.
Right.
And then as I got in the group, I started realizing, wait a minute, it pays to really be in that front. Because I was a drummer.
Yeah.
That first thing, I was a drummer. So everything you saw, well, Apollo, what you call a senior hall show, I was like in the back doing playing with April, and I was on playing. I was like, wait a minute, this is nuts. I don't think this is cool, because I had the same outfit on, and everybody thought I was a band member. You know what I'm saying? They was like, what's the band member? And the group is these two guys. I was like, I got to change this up a little bit.
Yeah.
So got off the drums, and I got percussions, and I moved the percussions up to the front of the stage. I never forget. Gene was like, what's this? What's this doing up here? I said, that's me playing in the front, because I ain't. You know what I'm saying? Because it was extremely confusing. Like, if you go back to the beginning of time when records, we had to really pound the pavement.
Mm-hmm.
And we was going to pop stores, and we was going to like Tower Records and different places to really promote our records. And I never forget, we pulled up to Tower, and they said, coming out. It was packed outside. And when we went in, we had all the security. We went in, and when we went in, there was pictures of Aaron, Timmy, and Teddy all over the wall, all over the place. I said, nah, bro, that can't happen. I'm not doing no autographs, no pictures, unless y'all change this. I went back into the limo. We all went back into the limo, and it took them about an hour and a half, 2 hours to take those pictures down and put the new pictures up. So people understand that this is who Aaron, Damion, and Teddy. You know what I'm saying? And that's nothing against Timmy, just that Timmy wasn't in the group. So I didn't want people being confused about who I was. You know what I'm saying? Because a picture speaks 1,000 words. And people see pictures first. They don't really read. They're like, oh, that's the group. You know what I'm saying? So me being in there, yes, I was a drummer, but I also became a couple other things. I became the stylist. I really designed a lot of the stuff. We had Keith. He did a lot of stuff. We had some other. We had Dapper Dan did our first stuff. But then I came in and I did about 70% of the creativity of what we should put on and how we should design it and stuff. So I was very happy for that. Plus, I did the video. I did Teddy Jam 2 video. I did the Wanna Get With You video. I also did the Dog Me Out concept for the Dog Me Out remix video. So those things I've done. And as far as me being a singer, I've sung with my brother Aaron, Aaron, my older brother Todd, and myself. We sung in church. When I came into Gaia, of course, there was already a set pattern. Aaron was the lead singer. Teddy was the producer. I was the drummer and the dancer, because I was the best dancer in the group, even though I danced at the time. So I say dancer in the group. But what people don't understand, the second album where we did Let's Chill, I was the original singer on that song. So I sung it. I was the original choice, everything. I sung it. It was mastered. It was ready to go on the album. The record company, MCA at the time, was like, no, who's this? This is cool. Is this not Aaron? Nah, nope. When I didn't even know, and it's okay, when I didn't even know, they went back in with Aaron. He sung the song. He sung the song. I wasn't on the song. So I'm giving out a history. I'm not upset about it. Yes, I think that if I was on that record, because it's such a big record, if I was a singer, the lead vocalist on that record, imagine where my career would be at this point.
Right. That's a crazy story. And I really appreciate you sharing all this history, man. We love to hear it. This is epic stuff. But I want to ask you, when you joined the group and when the First Guy album came out, do you even realize like how much you guys were single-handedly almost changing the sound at radio with just what you were bringing, that new sound, that new flavor? Did you recognize that at the time?
No. When we first came in, and again, for me, I came in, wide-eyed, bushy-tailed. I wasn't even listening to R&B music at that time. I was really into gospel. We all was, me was in gospel. And so I really wasn't listening to it. So when we did Groove Me, which was the first single, it took, when people don't understand, it took about 8 to 9 months for that record to grow onto radio and then really hit. But it happened so quick that when it hit like bam. Like it hit real heavy. And the world, I'm talking about from overseas to domestic, went crazy because the sound was different. And let me go back a second. When we first did the album, the record company said to Gene at the time, "This album is not going to make it. We don't know
Oh,
what."
wow.
They didn't even understand the sound of the record. I mean, it
Oh,
was so
yeah.
defined as different. You know, Teddy really did, and Timmy and Aaron did something phenomenal on that record. I wasn't on vocally on that album. So at the end of the day, that record was really done and created, and then Teddy really put his stamp on it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But that record was really the mindset and the thought of the record came from Timmy and Aaron.
Right.
And so people really don't understand that. And it's not a jab at anybody, but for me, it's very important for people to understand who started what, who did what. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when it really hit and when Groove Me hit and radio started playing it, me, Aaron, and Teddy, I remember we had Ford runners. We had those, you know, Ford runners before anybody had them. So we was driving down 57th Street going toward Harlem to 125th Street.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never forget, and we had these big tires on the back of and these tire covers. And on the back of our tire covers, we had art of our faces or album cover, and it was all glittered up. You know what I'm saying? It had those rhinestones on it.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, we had thousands. I'm talking thousands of cars following us.
Wow.
People losing it. And that's when I knew, we hit it. We hit
Wow.
it big. Like, because, I mean, man, I'll never forget that because it's such an amazing thing to really hear your record first time on the radio.
Right.
And to hear that thing and to say, oh, that's us. That's my sound. That's Aaron's vocals. That's me. That's us three. That was major. That was major. And so it made me very happy. And it took a minute for us to realize how powerful we really were. Cause we still was a little nervous. You know what I'm saying? We was nervous. Yeah. It took a minute because New Edition was so big at that time.
Yeah.
They were huge. So.
Well, fast forward us to the future, the second album, and your involvement in creating that one. I mean, that one had a big impact as well. And what do you remember about what you put into creating that one?
Now that was something different. So when it came down to the future, yes, I ended up becoming a co-writer on a lot of the songs. I also sang on that record, and I did the future. We can be lovers, all the people. So and Fly Away. No. It was a song that Michael Jackson did that I end up singing. No, I'm going to the Guy 3 record. I'm gonna find myself another rainy day on my parade. Never thought in my life been this down. I think. Well, I don't know if I'm singing. Well, I think I'm singing the third album. But anyway, on the Future record, I did a lot of co-writing on that record, and I sang more on that record. So I did most of the backgrounds on that album is me.
Right.
All of it. Do Me Right, Dog Me Out. I mean everything. Every background, the majority of the backgrounds on that record was all Damion.
Right.
That's how I became a great. I mean, for real. I'm a great hell of a background vocalist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can really go to the studio and knock out them backgrounds, but it's not saying I'm not a lead vocalist. What I'm saying is I wasn't a lead vocalist, a guy. I didn't want to be in that position, and I became great at backgrounds. So harmonies and backgrounds, I became a master of that. And I thank Teddy and Aaron for giving me that portal to be that. You know what I'm saying? Because it ripened me to be great when it came into doing my album and going into the Guy 3 album.
Right. And what do you remember about doing your own album? I mean, that was after the second Guy album. You got a chance to shine on your own. What do you remember about putting out that project?
Well, Silas Records, God bless Lou Silas, rest in peace. They wanted me to do, cause I did a song with, remember R. Kelly and Public Announcement?
Yep.
So the Public Announcement, Mark and Vince and them, it was three of them. I did a song for Zebrahead soundtrack that Michael Rappaport was the main star in, Zebrahead. And they wanted me to do a song on the soundtrack. And myself and I think his name is Carl and another cat helped me co-produce that record. And when I did that record and I wrote it, I wrote a song called Holding On. And it did very well on the soundtrack. And then when I wanted to do my album in '94, I was like, yo, I didn't know what I was doing. What am I going to do? I was doing times like I didn't know where my career was going. And I was like, I want to do a record. So I went to Silas. They was like, yo, you can do a group. Then that group you did for Zebrahead, y'all can do a group. I said, hell nah. I said, the group I come from is God. And if I did a group and I failed in the group, I'll be dead to my public. So I said, I'd rather do a solo record and do my best at that. And if it died, okay, they're going to say, oh, he tried. Oh, he really wasn't the singer. He tried. But here's the thing. They reluctantly gave me $350,000 and said, go ahead and do the album. Like a joke. Go ahead and do the album. I was in Atlanta, living in Atlanta at the time. I went to my man studio, Bob. He let me go to the studio. I did 16 songs. I literally produced and I wrote 16 songs.
Wow.
Myself. And then when I took those records and went to LA. Now, people didn't know me as no producer or anything. I met Tricky Stewart, who is the great Tricky Stewart now.
Yeah.
And Sean Sepp Hall. I listened to their stuff and I was like, yo, y'all hot. I got some stuff I think y'all can really make even sound better. So we went to the back room in Pasadena and I gave them the tracks and they put their whole foot and, all their talent into it, made what I did greater. So the record was executive produced by Damion, and 90% of that album was written by me.
That's
Every
amazing.
lyric, everything. So if that record had did what it did, so let's say the record went gold or went platinum, I would have made a gargantuan amount of money.
Yeah.
Because nobody thought I can do it. And let me say this. When I did 16 songs, I did 16 songs and 16 songs got on the record. I didn't do 17 songs. I didn't do 18, 19. I only did 16 records.
Yeah.
When I write or I produce anything, I only write what I hear in my head, musically, lyrically, and I go through it 1,000 times, like listening to an album in my head. And if I like it, I record it. And if I record it, it goes on the album.
Wow.
I don't ever record records just to record and say, let me pick. I got 35 records. Let me pick which records I'm going to use and go ahead and do 12. Now people are putting 40 records on an album. As you see Chris Brown and the Tory Lanez putting 40 records. And I mean, Chris Brown's Indigo record, I love it, and I love all the records. So you have to think about that. It's a new age now. But for me, I thank God for Brian McKnight, who did 3 songs. He did Never Enough, Second Chance, and I forget the Lost Inside of You. Never Enough, Second Chance, Lost Inside of You. He did those records. That was before Brian McKnight was Brian McKnight.
Yeah.
I love Brian McKnight because he forced me to sing. Like usually I would sing a hook. When I did God, we sing a hook. Dogging me, why you dogging me? Dogging me, why you dogging me? And we stack it, and put it in position, and then boom, 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 lock it in. Every time on the record. So for those that don't know, Straight to the Point was the album. It's on YouTube. You can go listen to it for those that never heard it. My first single was Satisfied. But when you hear those 3 records that Brian McKnight produced on my album, you will hear Damion at his best.
Wow. Because
every time it came to the hook, I literally sung the hook over. Every harmony and every note over again in each spot. And I was upset at him at that point. But I loved him because he pushed me. And if you listen to that record, I'm telling y'all, first of all, it's a classic record, and I pat myself on the back. But if you listen to that record compared to the Ralph Tresvant album and the London Jones album and all the albums that came out during that time, listen to it and compare to it. That album had some of the best ballads ever to date on the Satisfy You. On the Straight to the Point album.
Wow. That's epic stuff, man. Loving hearing this history, man. This is gold for us R&B lovers hearing these stories. I thank you so much for sharing these. I want to take it up to the third Guy album. What was the circumstances that led to Guy coming back together? I think it had been like 10 years since the last Guy album for coming back together. How did that happen?
Absolutely. It was absolutely 10 years. When we broke up in 90, we didn't even speak. We didn't speak at all.
Wow.
You know, Aaron's my, of course I saw him, and then 94 Aaron did his album, and he came out with I Miss You. But we didn't see Teddy at all during that whole time at all. One time. You know what I'm saying? And so it was weird. I got a call from Jeff Red, and Jeff Red said, Damion, listen to me. I need you to put the group back together. I was like, what? At that time, I had read for the D.L. Hewley show, and I got 3 callbacks. So I know I was about to get it. That's when, you know, about to do that show. I wanted to be on TV. I really did. I wanted to be on TV. I wanted to be a star.
Wow.
Because I love acting more than anything. But then Jeff Red called me and said, man, come on, man, because he was head A&R for MCA Records at that time, back in 99. He started in 97. I got the call in 99. I was like, oh, Jeff. He said, look, we're going to fly to Virginia Beach, go to Virginia Beach. I didn't even speak to Teddy. Not telling you, we haven't in all that time. So I went to Virginia Beach. I stayed at a hotel, the Hyatt, which was about 3 miles away from Future Records. I was in Virginia Beach for 3 months. 3 months before even seeing Teddy.
What? Oh my goodness.
3-month time frame. I was working out. My hair grew, you know, I had my hair grew long. I was working out and I got big. Like I was running and working out because I was like, I didn't really want to go.
Yeah.
After 3 months, I'm a whole looking different person. I get a call from Teddy's cats at Future. Yo, Teddy ready to see you. All right, cool. I go there. I ring the bell. Cameras out there. They say, we don't know who that is because I looked that big. I was crazy, whipped up, shredded up. Big. He was like, who's that? I was like, yo, open the door. They was like, you look like Damion, but he's big. He's like, yo, Damion. So he opened the door. I saw Teddy. The first thing I said to break the ice, because no matter what we did or how we felt, bowling was everything to us.
Oh wow.
So we love bowling. Yo, man, we should go bowling. Woo, woo, woo. We went bowling. Was talking. Everything was cool. He said, man, I want you to hear these records I got these records. So we went in the studio, and he played. I think one of the first records he played was Rescue Me.
Mm.
I heard the news through the grapevine. The things on the right. I was like, yo, that's hot. Like, yeah, that's different for God. That's different. So I was just like really getting that brotherly love back. So we played records and played records and played records. And it took me a minute to get Aaron to come down to Virginia Beach because Aaron wasn't hearing. I'm not coming.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that. I've got my dogs. So it took a minute. Long story short, finally got him down there, but Aaron would come and go in, not come in, not come. I don't want to do the session. And then that's how I got on these records. That's how I got on Not a Day, Love Online, Seem Like a Gotta Get Away, Fly Away. And I be, you know, everybody heard my voice, and when Aaron came down, he heard something. Yo, who's that? Yo, David sound good. And then Aaron came on the song. That's how you heard me and Aaron together. So for people who really want to hear how me and Aaron sound together on a record for real, not only can you go to the Damion Hall Straight to the Point album, where you can hear the great Donny Hathaway Song for You remake that I did, me and my brother. But you can go on the Guy 3 album and you will hear, everybody thought that album was, because they were so into the Guy first album, and they loved the Future so much, they didn't really want to give the Guy 3 album the props. But Dancing became one of our biggest records on the charts. You know what I'm saying? It was a great record. And then all the other ballads were great too. The thing is, we didn't collectively write that album together. So it wasn't an album of a collective of us three putting it together the way we did the Future record. Even though there was other artists and writers like Arkil and Keith and Bernard Bell who wrote on the second album, we still was more of a collective on that record. Whereas this record, other outside writers came in and wrote on this record. I still love the album. It's beautifully produced. Sonically, it is great. If you hear the sonic of that record, how we sounded, it was amazing. And I thank God for people that listened to it, that bought it, because they heard Damion sing for the first time in Guy, and they loved the records. You know what I'm saying? They absolutely loved the records, and I love the records too. If you listen to Not a Day, I think Not a Day is still, to this day, is still one of the baddest ballads ever sung by the whole.
It's amazing stuff, man. Thank you for sharing that story as well. But, for those who haven't kept up with you over the years since that was the last Guy album, let everyone know, I guess, what other endeavors you had been involved in since then.
Well, everything I've done, for those people, first of all, I want to tell everybody, all your listeners and all your viewers, check me on Damion Hall, The Truth with Damion Hall, every Friday through Sunday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. I want y'all to log in to Damion Hall, The Truth with Damion Hall. Please log in. I would be appreciated. But let me go to this. It's like I've always kept Guy up here. Okay? Guy has always been like my baby. When people talk about Guy, I kept that brand alive. Damion Hall single-handedly kept that brand alive.
Right.
When Ted was doing Blackstreet and when Aaron was doing his own thing and nobody wanted to do anything, I made sure people knew that Guy was still together, even though we wasn't, and that we were still alive and we were still going to do it. So in 2012 to 2016, I managed me and my brother, and we did Guy. We went out as Guy and toured and headlined, and we made a bunch of money doing it. And we did shows with Teddy and Blackstreet and us, where we headlined that tour, and there wasn't no beef and no issues and no going, yo, where's Teddy? It was really, it was Blackstreet and it was Guy. And so that was hard because Teddy is my brother. You know what I'm saying? And Guy, in my heart, is three people, will always be three people. Right. At the end of the day, we all deal with things. It doesn't mean we hate each other or we don't like each other. It's the fact that we was growing up. We always doing different things. I did gospel plays, and then I did some songs where I was going to do another Damion Hall album, and then I went back and wanted to do Guy. Like how a girl you can't shake, and you can't shake her. You like, you date, and then you come back to that same girl, and you go somewhere else, and you come at the same girl. That's what Guy was to me.
I got you.
It was, I couldn't shake it. And everybody was like, yo, Damion, do you. Like, you have to do, bro. Like, you're a great singer. You're a great actor. Your personality is bubbly. You can dance. You can play. You can do it all. You fashion. Do you. But I never did that because I always wanted to make sure that Guy was always there for y'all, for the fans, for the friends, for everybody. Like, I wanted to make sure Guy was there. So every time I went to do something for myself, do another album, go ahead and go on Gold Season, try to do some movies, I would get right there and then get called back to do Guy. I would get there and then get called back to do Guy. So where people can say, well, what did you do since? What I've been doing is building myself up and really keeping myself clear, mentally straight and clear, to make sure that the brand that we started with never dies, because I know that I can do Damion, right? And now I am doing Damion. I'm working on the record. I'm working on, I got a bunch of movie content that we're working on. I'm working on this other huge deal, this big festival right before this was the COVID situation happened, the coronavirus. We were setting up a huge thing for Orlando called the Extravaganza, right? With me and my nephew out of Orlando, and we was going to do something real big. My nephew D'Angelo, We was going to do something real big with a bunch of artists. We had it on plate, and we still going to do it whenever things open up. It could be 2 years down the line. We're still going to do that. So, but for me, I'm a business person first. Everybody know that. I like to keep myself like this, level-headed, keep myself straight. And now I'm thinking of new things to do because we're not going to be doing no tours no time soon. Nobody.
Yeah.
We're not going to be doing it. So what is it there to do? So I'm trying to build with like minds, come up with new ideas, online, digitally, to enhance artists and to bring forth new talent. And so, I'm just working. You're not gonna hear a lot about me. Like I said, I got D-Truth with D-Hall right now. That's where I'm just getting people used to hearing from me. And then today I'm doing my podcast. I'm gonna start my podcast. I'll let y'all know about that as y'all watch with D-Hall every Friday through Sunday. It's just I got a lot of things on that's coming. You know what I'm saying? But right now we gotta take things slow. We gotta really pay attention to the change in society right now. Society is. We gotta give love to our people. We gotta stop being so separated and so cliquey. When you're inside this business, people in this business are cliquey. So if I'm a superstar and you're a superstar, I do business with you. I come on your page. I speak to you. But if I'm not, and you're not like somebody that's on my level, people still thinking about that.
Yeah.
And for me, I don't care about how many records you sold, how many awards you have, how much money you got, how many cars you have, how many houses you have. That don't mean nothing right now. Right now, we really got to think about the people that's on the front end and the front lines of this thing that are really fighting and seeing people die. Do I believe that it's all about COVID-19 killing? No, because H1N1 killed more people and was more deadly than COVID virus. But it don't mean that this thing ain't real, that it ain't really harming people, that the nurses and the doctors are there every day seeing these people on these ventilators trying to catch their breath and seeing people die, where they now got rules where you can't go see your family. You can't go in there. They're dying by themselves. So it's about us really relating that. Forget about racism. Forget about color. Forget about where you come from.
Yeah.
We have to understand that we all as a people are going through this. So my heart goes out to everybody that have lost somebody, everybody who has somebody who's sick, everybody who has somebody who's sick, and they saw the confrontation and the problems that it was bringing to their loved one, and they came out of it. That's still devastating.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All of that is still devastating. So it's important for us to love one another.
Yep.
Love one another. Embrace people. Help people like what we're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got something, let me try to come on and help you, bring whatever you doing up here. Because what am I doing? The reason why I'm famous, the reason why I came into this is so that people like yourself can give homage to the things that we put our hard work into. And thank you for loving the music. Thank you for taking the time out to want me on your platform. You know what I'm saying? Because that's important. And I think the people and your listeners and your people that are following you, they need to just keep on following you so they can see what else you bring into the table. But I tell everybody that I speak to, open up yourself even broader. You know what I'm saying? Broader than what it is. Yes, we got but it's about the world now. It's about love. It's about really connecting. And yes, we thank you for loving Guy, and loving Teddy and Blackstreet, loving Aaron Hall and Solo Record, for those that bought the Straight to the Point album. Thank you. Today I got a hit on my DM and my IG, and somebody found the Damion Hall Straight to the Point album. They said, "Yo, I was looking for years for this record and I couldn't find it." And I said, "Wow, me neither." And they said, "I got it. I'm gonna get it in 2 weeks." And they said, "This is the best album that I ever listened to is your album." I was like, "Wow, that's beautiful." And I say this also: when Louis Artist died, the people that worked at the label when it was at the funeral, they said, "Damion, we want to tell you something. You sold way more records than what you know. You actually went gold. But the reason why they stopped your record, because they didn't want you being bigger than your brother."
Oh.
I was like, wow. And it ain't about me being bigger than nobody.
Yeah.
The thing to me was this: if you have 2 members of God, promote 2 members of God, brothers, and we're 2 members of God, and one is the voice of God.
Yeah.
Every time you saw Aaron, you should have saw me. Every time you saw me, you should have saw Aaron. Right. They didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, just thank y'all for supporting us, man, because if it wasn't for Lou, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to do an album, regardless of all the political stuff I went through. If it wasn't for Arsenio Hall putting me on the Arsenio Hall show twice when everybody didn't want me on it, I don't know what it would be. If it wasn't for Tom Joyner giving me love and giving me the platform, I wouldn't have been heard at all on the radio. My record was bigger overseas than it was.
Oh, crazy, man. Well, first of all, I got one more question for you. We're just about out of time. But first, let me just say something I heard you say was that you've always kept Guy in the forefront of your thoughts. And I really want to thank you on behalf of R&B lovers everywhere for keeping Guy's legacy intact. Guy is a legendary group. And I want to thank you for keeping the legacy at the forefront and allowing us R&B lovers to always, think about Guy and still celebrate it to this day. So that's really important that you took the time to do that, even if the other members didn't. But what I really want to ask you with the final question, when we said we're going to have this interview with Damion Hall, people want to know, is there ever going to be another Guy album? So I'm obligated to ask you, in your heart, do you feel like there ever will be another Guy album?
In my heart, yes, I do. Because people thought that Guy was over for that 10-year span, that we was never going to get back together again. And then we did. And then when we separated in 2004, they thought we was going to get back together, and we did in 2008. Then we were separated again, and then didn't do anything. We got back together again in 2016. You know what I'm saying? So for me, the people are bigger than the group.
Right.
Group, we are 3 individuals who are great at what we do, and together we're untouchable. And the music that we did is not just music. We changed a sound of music. We created a sound that swing. There's not another group that can say they created a sound of music. You have Earth, Wind, and Fire, who are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Other producers did that. Prince created a sound. Quincy Jones created a sound. And Guy, along with Teddy, created a sound called New Jack Swing. So we are the kings of New Jack Swing. It's not Keith Sweat and BBD and everybody else. They came and got on that ship, the producers. Eddie F and everybody started producing like to get that sound. But we are the kings of New Jack Swing. We are New Jack Swing, and we will all be New Jack Swing. And so do I believe? Yes, I do believe that we will have another Guy record. I think you'll have another Guy record, and you actually will hear in 2021, 2022 because of what's going on right now. So I think you will hear that. But you'll definitely get some. You're getting Teddy music. You're getting some. Aaron's working on some stuff, and I'm working on the album. And I can promise y'all this: when you hear this record, you're going to be like, "Oh, sweat!" And for everybody that brought the Damion Hall Straight to the Point album, I love y'all. I'm telling y'all going to be shocked. You're going to be like, "This is the record," because I'm coming hard with this record. I promise. Wow.
This is amazing to hear. Music lovers love to hear that there's new music coming from all the members, even Guy. That's epic. I mean, we thank you for just keeping it going, man. We love to hear it, and it's what we need right now. Music heals us in this tough time, so just to hear that there's more coming gives us hope that, we'll get more good music down the road. So, Damion, I just want to say I appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on the show. And, hey, before you go, do you mind recording a drop for us?
No problem.
Yeah, can you just say something like, "This is Damion Hall, and I got soul"?
Yo, what's up? This is Damion Crazy Legs Hall from the R&B group Guy. You know what that is, New Jack Swing Forever. You're listening to I Got Soul. Check it out. Always.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, Damion. Appreciate your time, and you always got our support, man. We got you.
Thank you so much, man. God bless y'all, man. Don't forget, The Truth with Damion Hall every Friday through Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific Coast time. I love y'all. Thank you, man.
Sounds good, man. Peace.
God bless.